ready? The time has come. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And greetings to the chairperson, the opposition, and everyone present. As the Prime Minister representing the government, I would like to emphasize that we reject today's motion because we believe that the halal industry today does not focus only on profit but instead of upholds Islamic ethical values in every aspect of its implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, the commercialization of the halal logo is often misunderstood. When companies use the halal logo on their product, it does not mean they only seek profit, rather they are indirectly expanding the dawah of Islam. Today, the halal logo has become a symbol of trust and quality assurance, not merely a stamp of packaging. For example, companies such as Nestle and KFC do not simply place the halal logo on their products, but operate fully in accordance with halal guidelines from raw materials to employee welfare. Their aim is to ensure that the confidence of Muslim consumers worldwide is preserved. Ladies and gentlemen, let me state this clearly. The commercialization of the halal logo is not exploitation. It is an economic force that elevates the dignity and strength of the Muslim community. First, according to the Economic Census 2022, more than 12,000 halal certified businesses in Malaysia generate RM 417 million in economic output. This is not a small figure. It proves that the halal logo is a powerful economic catalyst, creating jobs, attracting investment, and strengthening the competitiveness of Malaysian industries. If the halal sector were driven slowly by profit, it will never contribute this significantly to the national ceremony. Secondly, halal commercialization has placed Malaysia on the global stage. Our halal export reached RM 59.46 billion in 2022 and further increased to RM 61.79 billion in 2024. This means Malaysia halal products are not only accepted but trusted worldwide, and this trust exists because the Malaysian halal logo, transparency and quality, not merely a marketing label. Business Today also highlights the Malaysian's halal industry is now worth over RM 54 billion, contributing up to 7% of the national GDP. Such achievements are not the work of companies chasing quick profits. They arise from a strong halal certification system built on strict standard aligned with Islamic values. And importantly, the widespread use of the halal logo raises consumer awareness. People become more conscious, more selective, and more confident in choosing products that are clean, safe, and ethically produced, fulfilling the true spirit of halalan thayyiban. So it is clear the claim that the halal logo is exploited purely for profit is baseless. Economic data, export performance, and global recognition prove otherwise. The commercialization of halal does not weaken Islamic values, it strengthens. Does not weaken Islamic values, it expand their influence in the modern economic landscape.
However, I as the leader of the opposition stand firm in supporting today topic. The halal industry is more focused on profit than Islamic value. We do not deny that the halal industry brings economic benefit, but we ask whether all the company are truly sincere in practicing Islamic principle. The answer is no. The logo halal has now been commercialized, used as a marketing tool to attract Muslim consumer. many company promote the halal logo solely to increase sale, while the actually operation are not in line with comprehensive Islamic principle. For example, there are factories that are market halal but still pollute river, oppress worker, and do not maintain true cleanliness. And Islamic demand not only halal to eat, but also tayyiban that is clean, good and ethical. However, this tayyib principle has been set aside in the name of profit. Therefore, we emphasize that the commercialization of halal has changed its original meaning. It's also longer a symbol of faith and honesty, but a tool of modern capitalism.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of the Opposition. As the Second Minister, I would like to continue by saying that the opposition cannot generalize that the issue of chemical in the halal industry. Today, the halal industry in Malaysia does not follow basic standard only. It follow very strict rule, even stricter than normal food industry. We have MS 1500, the halal certification manual, the halal assurance system, and the last one, the HACCP. This system require every company to declare all chemical they use, prove that their ingredients are safe and not harmful, show that their production does not pollute the environment, go through regular audit and surprise inspection. These are not just only paper and checklist. They involve like testing, sampling, supply chain check and risk analysis. So when the opposition say the halal industry use dangerous chemical freely, it shows that they not understand how strict the halal system actually is. Let me give a real example. Farm Fresh, a well-known dairy company, produce milk without harmful preservative. They invest a cold chain technology to keep their product fresh without using chemical. Another example is Halal, which use plant-based halal gelatin instead of conventional animal gelatin. This follow Islamic rule and also meet customer demand for healthier product. This proof that the halal industry encourage innovation, not to block it. The halal industry also moving toward green technology such as low energy processing machine, proper wastewater treatment, biodegradable and recyclable packaging, natural enzyme instead of synthetic chemical. These steps are not only for profit, they also follow Islamic principle halal and tayyiban and maqasid syariah, which teach us to protect life, protect environment, also protect human well-being. Therefore, opposition claim that the industry pollute the environment is not accurate. Yes, there are some companies that break the rule, but this happen in every industry. It's unfair to judge the whole industry by a few isolated cases. The difference is, in the halal system, every violation will lead to action follow-up audit, warning and even cancellation of the halal certificate. This shows how strict and serious Malaysian halal system is. The halal industry today not just a profit alone. It uses science and technology to raise Islamic value. Their profit come from customer trust, not from cheating customer. And customer will only trust if their product are clean, safe and ethical. So once again, I want to make it clear, the industry today does not ignore health and or the environment. It is becoming more mature, more responsible and more aligned with Islamic value. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary Minister. But honestly, what the government said sounds good only on paper. The real situation is very different. The government claims that the halal industry is stricter, greener and more innovative. But we must ask, is all of this really happening in real life? Or are we just looking at labels without checking how the products are actually made? The truth is, many halal products still use too many chemicals, artificial colors and strong preservatives. Yes, the ingredient may be halal, but are they really safe for people? Is that what we call it? The minister also said the industry is using green technology, but many halal food companies still rely heavily on single-use plastic. Every day, thousands of plastic cups, lids and wrappers are thrown away. This plastic pollute rivers and oceans. If the industry is really environmentally friendly, why hasn't this changed? Next, let's talk about halal cosmetics. Even with a halal label, many products still contain parabens, sodium lauryl sulfate, and other synthetic chemicals that can affect health in the long run. The halal label alone is not enough. Product should be safe too. That is part of Islamic ethics. What we see now is that some halal companies use the halal label mainly to make more profit. They don't improve their production. Then don't reduce waste, and then don't try to be more eco-friendly. Yet price keep going up. So where is their responsibility? Therefore, we would like to emphasize that the main problem of the halal industry today is the loss of balance between profit and trust. The halal label is used as marketing strategy, not an ethical guide. The industry should be an example to the world, but what is happening now is that it lacks commitments to sustainability and consumer safety. We in the opposition urge the government to go beyond giving statistics, regulations and slogans. We want real, transparent enforcement, ensuring companies truly uphold the complete halal tauhid principles, not just on paper, but the actual realities of production. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to make it clear that the halal certification system never forgets Islamic values. Instead, it helps teach and shape good ethics in business. Halal certification by Jakim and the Halal Development Corporation (HDC) is not just a business license. It is a full process. Companies must go through halal audits, training sessions, and continuous checks. The values we promote include trust, excellence, cleanliness, and honesty. For example, the halal certified restaurant must not only use clean and allowed ingredients. It must also keep the kitchen environment clean, ensure workers have good hygiene, and follow food safety rules. This acts like modern tarbiyah for Muslim business owners, guiding them to be responsible and ethical. Many local companies also join halal integrity training, where workers learn Islamic values in a simple and practical way, not just following procedures. So, the halal industry today is not only about the economy, it is also a form of da'wah through action. Halal certification builds a business culture based on integrity, not on profit alone.
Thank you for your minister's statement. Honorable members, the claim that our certification system educate entrepreneurs sound good on paper, but not all practices. Many companies pursue halal certification purely for promotional purpose, not for Islamic values. They can increase the price of halal products without improving quality, simply because there no Muslim company will stay by them. In this, the value of trust and justice taught by Islam? Clearly not. Islam teaches that business must be conducted with good intention and social responsibility. But today, we see halal certification turn into a commercial license. Halal certification is supposed to educate, but it has become a marketing strategy. Therefore, we maintain that the halal industry today is drifting further from the spirit of Islam. In still use the terms halal, but is the soul in already empty. That's all.
Mr. Speaker, honorable judges and member of the opposition and fellow comrades. After hearing the arguments from both sides, allow me to clearly summarize why the government firmly maintains that today's halal industry is not merely chasing profit but continues to uphold Islamic ethical values in a significant way. Firstly, the commercialization of the halal logo is not a sin within the industry but a modern mechanism of dakwah. The opposition paints a picture as tough every company displaying a halal logo intends to deceive consumers. In reality, this commercialization has increased halal literacy among global communities. Today, we see countries like Japan, Korea, Australia and China developing halal facilities not because they are Muslims but because they respect the universal values carried by the halal concept, cleanliness, safety and integrity. This is clear evidence that commercialization elevates the dignity of Islam at the global level, not tarnishes it. Secondly, regarding the issue of chemicals and sustainability, the government has never denied that there are still companies failing to meet standards, but we cannot judge the entire halal industry based on isolated cases. Today, Malaysia has MS 1500, the halal certification procedure manual, the HCCP audit system and OIC SMIIC standards that are far stricter than ordinary food standards. Many companies have shift to natural ingredients, halal biotechnology and eco-friendly packaging because halal market demands compel them to be more responsible. The halal industry today is not only Sharia compliant, but it is becoming a leader in green halal innovation. This is not a sign of an industry chasing profit alone, but proof that the values of halal and tayyiban continue to upheld as the highest standard. Thirdly, the issue of Islamic ethics. The opposition attempts to portray halal companies as profit-driven by neglectful of principle of trustworthiness. Yet they forget the halal certification process is not merely about obtaining a stamp. It involves scheduled audits, surprise inspections, supply chain monitoring, worker training and very detailed documentation requirements. If the halal industry truly disregarded Islam ethic, why would more and more non-Muslim entrepreneurs willingly learn food fit, attend halal courses and improve their operations solely to comply the Islamic values? This is a triumph of Islamic ethic, not a failure. Finally, I emphasize that the modern halal industry is a living ecosystem shaped by Sharia requirements, consumer demand and the government oversight. Yes, challenges exist. Yes, leakage happens. But we cannot judge the entire industry by witnesses of a few. In reality, Malaysia's halal standards are among the most trusted in the world, used in more than 40 countries and recognized as an international benchmark. Therefore, the government concludes this debate by stating that today halal industry is merely pursuing profit. It has become a global platform for upholding Islamic values through economic innovation and ethics. Halal is not just a logo, it is a value system and the industry today remains firmly on the right path. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Judge and esteemed audience, thank you. After listening to everything presented by the government side, allow me reaffirm our stand with full clarity. The modern halal industry is no longer moving in line with Islamic ethical value instincts. It is become increasingly driven by profit rather than principles. Ladies and gentlemen, the government continues to insist that the commercialization of the halal logo is a form of modern dakwah. But the reality on the ground tells a very different story. When the halal logo becomes a marketing weapon, it creates space for manipulation and exploitation. Today, the market is filled with the term like halal-friendly, Muslim-made and clean food. All created purely to attract Muslim consumer, yet many of these products never undergo strict certification. Even more concerning, some companies raise price simply because their product carry a halal logo. Despite no improvement in quality,
If this industry truly proprieties Islamic value, the halal logo would not be treated like a premium brand used to justify higher profit margins. That is not dakwah, that is exploitation of trust. The government also claimed that the halal industry is growing greener and more sustainable, but existing reports say otherwise. Many halal certified companies still rely heavily on chemical preservation, synthetic coloring, and excess plastic packaging. If we truly uphold the principle of halal and tayyiban, why is the tayyib aspect cleanliness, safety, and environment responsibility so often ignored? The reality is this: many companies only meet the bare minimum required to obtain certified. They focus in ticking box, not on practicing the full spirit of Islamic ethics. And when minimum compliance becomes the target, it's become very clear and provide outweigh integrity. The government highlight auditing and monitoring, but what happened behind the scenes if the far less ideal? We still see certified companies violating hygiene standard. We see workers in food processing sector being overworked. We see supplier pressured with unfair pricing tactics so companies can maintain high profit. If the companies can maintain high profit margin, halal industry truly live by Islamic ethics. Why the non-compliance case increasing every single year? Why the mass authorities conduct surprise inspection is business as surplus, honest, and ethical? This issue exposes a simple truth. Islamic ethics are no longer the proprietary. Profit is. And now let me close with the most fundamental question we must all contend. If the halal industry truly proprieties Islamic values, why must Muslim consumer be more conscious today than ever before? Why does public trust drop every time new image about fake halal logo, hidden haram ingredient, and worker exploitation? Why do scandals keep resurfacing in this industry is as ethical as the government claims? The answer is straightforward. The halal industry has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar business, and whenever profit raised to that scale, the temptation for greed grows with it. Therefore, on behalf of the opposition, we firmly conclude that while the halal system began with pure Islamic principles, the reality today shows that profit motives have overshadowed ethics in many parts of industry. Halal may be strong in branding, but is weakened in values. Thank you.